All right, here we are behind the table with Joy Behar. Hello,
Yes.
Joy.
Hello.
I am concerned a little bit because the kettle corn has not arrived, and that's
Where's
a
the
concern.
kettle corn?
It's going to arrive. It's en route. It's coming, but we don't have it. We've dropped the ball, and I apologize.
Well, then I cannot be responsible for low blood sugar.
I know. I'm concerned about it. There is some good news. Today, you achieved a record. You surpassed Barbara Walters as the reigning queen of the plug because you once again started today's show.
She taught me. I learned from the best.
You really did.
I mean, I need to put behinds in those seats. That's what theater is about.
It's already sold out, though. That was what.
Well, today's show is,
Yeah.
but not the whole run.
All right. Well, you started the show by telling everyone very exciting news. Today, you and Whoopi are leaving right after this podcast to
Right.
go do
My first
ex-husband
at the MMAC Theater on West 60th Street.
Right. Dan, do you think will Whoopi ad-lib it all? I'm curious. What do you think?
She might. I
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, I know
a
you
little
do.
bit. I go off script a little bit.
Yeah.
And I also introduce the evening.
Right.
So, but here's the thing about the show, myfirstexhusband.com is where you should go. Every 4 weeks we were changing the cast.
Yes.
And people are getting confused. They think the show is over after every 4 weeks, and it's not. It just keeps going.
Yes.
But this time, we're ending the run on May 18th, and then we're going on the road.
National tour, right? Yeah.
We've already been offered several theaters. I might go to London this August about maybe taking it to London.
That's very exciting.
Yeah, so I mean, it's the kind of show that will work on the road because the local actors in every city. There are local actors in every city, and some of them are famous, some of them are not.
No.
My manager told me he lives in Santa Fe. He said that Ally McGraw lives there, for instance.
Really?
So thank you very much. Here it is.
It's here. We got a big one for you today. That's good.
Yeah, but
All
I
right.
can't eat it while I'm talking.
Well, do we need to stand down while you recharge?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'm all right. Anyway.
Ally McGraw.
But like
all right.
Ally, wouldn't that be great to
That'd
go
be
to
amazing.
Santa Fe and she would do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think it's exciting, and what a great success. You should feel very
I do.
proud.
I feel like, my career as a writer, I've always been a writer. I was
Right.
a writer in high school. But at one point, I had to take a turn and do stand-up because I needed money.
Is this the first time you and Whoopi have acted together in any project?
No, we used to do stand-up together in Connecticut.
Oh, okay.
But that was separate things.
Right.
We're on the same stage. But she's going to do her monologue and I'll do mine. 2 each we have, and the other 2 have 2 each.
Well, it's very exciting. So if you haven't seen it already, make sure you go out and buy tickets to My First Ex-Husband
Yes.
at myfirstexhusband.com. And while you're doing that, go on Amazon and pick up a copy of Audition by Barbara Walters. Why not?
No, somebody said it should have been called Ambition. That's what Charlie Gibson said that to her.
Well, God bless.
But you know who's in the show? Mary Lou Henner. Okay?
Yes.
Mary Lou Henner is an interesting case.
I've always thought so.
You know her from Taxi. And
Yes.
Marsha Mason is in it also, who was married to Neil Simon.
Mm-hmm. I did not know that.
FYI, yes. And Julia Sweeney, she played Pat.
Yes.
But Mary Lou Henner has do you know about her?
She has
her
an
memory?
didactic memory. Is that what it's called?
I don't know what
yeah.
the hell it's called, but she, if you say to her like, "Oh, July 5th was a day that so and so got married." "Oh yes, I went to that wedding and I ate this and I saw this one and I had this what I was wearing." She knows everything, what the place was decorated on that date.
I'm curious because she's been on The View many times. Next time you see her, why don't you ask her, do you know all the dates you were ever on The View? I'd be curious if she could.
That she's been ever on
Yeah.
The View?
Yeah, I wonder
She
if she could
probably
just
knows.
pull that up
That's
like
an
that.
easy one.
It's not that easy. It's pretty impressive.
I said to her, if I had a memory like that, I would be more of an actor.
You cannot remember who was on the show yesterday.
No, but you know what? I have what they call an associative memory.
Yes.
Which is why you like to do a podcast with me, because I veer and come back.
Yes.
And veer and come back. What you say reminds me of something that I do remember.
Absolutely. It's my favorite podcast.
But that's a different kind of skill.
Right. By the way, do you know who was on the show yesterday?
No.
Me either. All right. They were actually 2 really great guests. Ed Helms, star of The
Ed Helms,
Office
right.
and The Hangover. And the first guest was another great guest, Wanda Sykes. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, Wanda.
See, there you go. These
She's
are
very
great
funny.
guests, and
Yeah,
I can't
these
even
they
remember.
were, yes.
Because the days do have a certain cadence to them that they all blend. All right, I have information here. Mary Lou has a highly superior autobiographical memory.
An amazing memory.
Amazing. I remember when we did the Taxi reunion, she said it was difficult, Tony Danza said it was difficult to date her because she remembered all of the mistakes you've made.
That didn't stop him.
No, well, yeah. All right. God bless.
She went out with John Travolta.
Yeah.
She had a lot of
Nice work if
she
you can
went
get
with
it.
famous people. I've never dated a famous person.
Never, ever. Well, no, because you were married for most of the time.
Besides Abe Lincoln and
Yeah.
George Washington. which I said today on the show.
Sure.
Always gets a laugh.
It's a good one. You don't like it when I do it, but you like it when...
I don't care if you do it, but I don't care anymore. But I mean, I like a civil servant, whether they're the president or they work at the New York State Unemployment Office.
It's interesting, though. Do you think you'd have trouble dating a famous person? Obviously, you're with Steve and everything's great, but do you think you'd enjoy any part of it?
No.
What about someone you love, someone you thought was really brilliant or anything else?
The only person I can think of who's a natural, normal, famous person is Alan Alda.
Yeah.
Who is
good friend
very,
of yours.
Very
yeah.
He's a very good friend of mine. He was in North Korea, and they were yelling, South Korea, I guess, maybe, yelling, Hawkeye, Hawkeye. I mean, he's famous everywhere.
Right.
And he is as normal as you.
Really?
And zillion times more famous than either one of us.
And more talented.
But he is such a real person.
Yeah.
So I could be married to someone like him.
Okay, that'd be interesting.
But they'd have to be like that, and
Right.
most of them are not.
Yeah, it's definitely a complicated thing, I think, when you're famous and dating other famous people.
And look at the people who are married to each other, who are both famous. Very rarely do they hang on and stay
Right.
married. They don't.
No, it's tough. There's a lot of pressure involved in it.
Affleck and Lopez, for example. Although Sonny insists that they were madly in love. Maybe you're madly in love. Being madly in love is not enough to be married.
No, it doesn't hurt.
It hurts. It helps in the beginning.
Right.
But that's sort of not madly in love. That whole thing about wanting to jump into bed immediately, that fades, as you know.
I'm sure. As I know.
That fades somewhat. And so then you have to sit across the table from them. Can you stand to be with them?
Yeah. Before I got married, and I used to interview famous people on the phone beforehand, and I had a great rapport with many of the celebrity guests that I was
can
talking
see that,
to.
yeah.
And I could see them slightly disappointed when they showed up at the show when we met in person. I feel like we had a nice little thing going on, and then they showed up and they were like, oh.
Why you think that they
I was
thought...
disappointed. I think they were hoping I looked like Ben Affleck. I think it was a bit of a bummer, but yeah.
I think that's totally in your imagination.
That I had the rapport, or that they were bummed out?
That they were bummed out.
Okay.
I don't buy it. They probably weren't even thinking of you. They're thinking of themselves.
All right. Well, maybe I was thinking.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of this, Christy Brinkley was here on Monday.
yes.
She's 71 years old and has had 4 divorces, including Billy Joel, who everybody knows. She says that she still believes in love and would get married again, which is interesting. Whoopi always says she doesn't want a man in her house all the time.
Yeah.
Would you feel the same way if you were single? I mean, again, you and Steve
Would I
were
get
great.
married again?
Would you ever do it again?
No.
You're done at
No,
this point.
no. I would have a gay guy live with me for fun.
For fun.
One of my friends. I'm thinking of a particular one right now.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, not a woman?
No.
right.
A gay guy.
Do I know the gay guy?
The thing about that, sort of, the thing about that is that when you are living with someone and you're older like that, and you've been used to being very intimate, mainly you walk around naked and nobody cares if your boobs are hitting your knees.
Yeah.
Or other things that men have that are also down there, going down south.
They're hitting their knees. God bless.
Or hitting their heels.
Yeah.
That you have that sort of comfort level with
Right.
another person. So it's very hard to not have that again. I don't know how you do that again. Be that comfortable in your house.
Did you mind being single? Was that something that was hard for you?
I don't like being single.
Did you get lonely?
I just don't like being single. I like being married.
Yeah.
Like I was married to the first one, and I met Steve a year later.
Right. I like being married too. I think I'd have a hard time just not having.
I liked well, I lived in Los Angeles for a year. That made me understand how it feels to be single.
Yeah.
Because you're alone there, and you can't rely on someone to go to dinner with you.
Oh yeah, I
They're
think that's
busy.
right. And the big occasions, the New Year's Eve.
Well, I forget about that. Just the everyday. I want to go out to dinner. Who am I going to get to go with me?
Yeah.
And a husband is always available. That's the beauty of a husband.
There you go. I don't know if I'd ever remarry, but my wife would bring someone to my funeral. I'm sure of that. She definitely would have a +1. All right, here we go. Christy also talked about her marriage to Billy Joel.
Yeah.
They've got divorced in 1994, but they've managed to stay very good friends ever since. That's not possible for a lot of couples. You've managed to do it in loose terms, but what
My
do you,
ex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think the secret is to staying friends with an ex?
The secret to is success is the best revenge. So you go on being successful in your life. You
Right.
find another person that you fall in love with, and that person is just a nice nostalgic thing that happened to you.
Yeah, you're not a jealous person by nature, I don't think.
Now, someone said to me, what's the point of being jealous of somebody? Because they don't even know that you're jealous, and they go about having a wonderful time, and you're stuck with the jealousy.
I think there are people that use it as like a fuel. I think there are people that use it to achieve things and to
Well,
psych
I can
themselves up.
understand that.
Yeah.
Because it's a way to identify what do I want.
Right.
So if I'm jealous of you in that particular suit you're wearing, which I'm not,
Yeah.
au contraire,
People like this suit today.
I like it. It's better than the blue ones.
You mentioned that. You said all I do is wear the same blue suit every day. I have several
with these blue suits.
No, these are custom-made, high-end, very nice suits that are fitted and created for me.
This one looks much, much better on you than the blue. The blue, first of all, Donald Trump wears that blue suit constantly. Even at the funeral for the Pope. Do you see the pictures of him? He's sitting there in the blue suit. Everybody else, everybody is wearing black. He's wearing blue and falling asleep.
I have several blue suits. It's not one blue suit. I have different variations of blue suits.
Why would you repeat the mistake?
They're all different suits. You're killing me.
How different can a man's suit be from the next man's suit? Really?
Well, then why is this a problem that I'm wearing blue suits then?
It's not. I'm bored
they have
with
patterns. I'm bored with this subject too.
I have to go to a wedding in June, and it was said on the invitation, long, flowy dresses with flowers on it.
Yeah, good luck with that.
I'm not wearing that.
No.
How am I supposed to get out of that?
You're Joy Behar. I feel like people.
I am not. It's in
so what? Who cares? I think you're expected.
It's in the Hamptons.
Right.
It's at somebody's house, so it's like a very casual, flowy, summery sort of thing, which is why I think she likes that.
Right.
But
what are you objecting to? The flow or the flowers?
First, I don't wear dresses anymore. I haven't worn a dress since Hector was a pup. I haven't worn flowers, which I consider to interfere with my hair color. My hair is this multicolored hair.
Yes.
Is like an accessory.
Right.
So I don't want to interfere with the accessory of my hair with the accessory of my dress.
Right.
Also, I hate flowers all over me. I like flowers where they belong.
What would you like to wear to the wedding?
Black.
Black. Your funeral attire and your wedding attire are very similar.
Same thing.
Yeah, you're
But
fine.
now I saw Greta Monahan wearing, the girl who does View Your Deal.
Yeah.
She's a beauty anyway, but she was wearing a really nice, I think a Norma Kamali was it suit?
Yeah. It was Zara, I think? Yeah.
Zara, that's it.
Look
Zara.
at me knowing stuff.
You knew that.
I knew that. And was it a white linen kind of thing?
Yes.
Yeah, see?
Now that I would wear, but it has those wide legs.
You think I can pull off a white linen suit? Should I try that? Probably
No,
not.
forget it. Just stick to the gray.
I'm going to wear gray every day? I'm going to run out.
How about a black jacket?
I have a black suit. I have sports jackets.
You can also wear jeans.
Yeah, I do occasionally.
With a black jacket. It'd be nice.
I do occasionally. You give me such a complex. Today you told me you thought I was going bald in the back.
No, but that was my eyesight was wrong.
Okay, well, that definitely sent me down a spiral, and I can't see back there.
Listen, I went to the eye doctor yesterday, and I asked him, why does he dress like a priest? I'm very observant.
Yes.
And also, at this age, which is old now, I have no filter, so be careful.
All right, so just for today, you don't like my suits. I might be going bald.
I always tell you
I'm
you're
very
cute
gray.
and that you're paranoid when you think that people are not that they're disappointed when they meet you in person.
It was like, I thought
that is not
Jessica
true.
Alba was like, it was that kind of thing.
She might be having a bad day, Jessica Alba.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. All right. We've been talking about your favorite topic, football. We've been talking about it all week.
Oh, God, don't bring it up.
The 73-year-old Bill Belichick and his 24-year-old girlfriend.
Right.
How do you feel about age gaps in relationships?
I said yesterday on the show, don't underestimate her value. She might be a nurse.
Sure.
And he leads that.
Sure. At
that age.
And provides companionship, among other things, I'm sure. But what have you ever dated a wide age gap
My
at all?
husband's 7 years younger than me. Now, that was the smartest thing I ever did.
Sure.
And I really am reaping the rewards now.
Right.
I like having him around.
Right. And do you think, have you ever dated an older man?
No. My first husband and I were the same exact age.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes. I did have one boyfriend who was older, 13 years.
Mm-hmm. And how was that? Did you feel like you had a lot in common?
When you're young, it's not that big a deal. It's when you get older that it's an issue.
Yeah,
this guy's how old? 74?
He's 73 years old, and the girlfriend is 24.
So 34, 44, 50.
It's almost 50 years.
50 years.
Yeah.
50 years older. That's too much. Although I don't care. Let people do what they want. I really don't care.
Right. Would you date someone in their 30s? I feel like you have a lot of friends in their 30s.
I have no interest in a 30-year-old right now, no. I'm not getting married again, and I'm not dating.
No, I understand. I just feel like your friends are young.
My friends are young.
I feel like you would not be related. I feel like intellectually, conversationally, you get along with young people.
I have no interest in how old somebody is. It has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah.
You have to have young people, older people. Like Alan Alda, you say, is a good friend of mine. I don't mean to drop his name constantly, but he is a friend of mine. Yeah. And he is older than me.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like we have similar references, even though there's an age difference between you and I, and we talk about movies and understand the same things.
That's why I want a gay boy to live with me, because they know all the references.
Sure.
I don't care if they're 20 years old. They know who Mae West was.
And that helps. I agree. All right, we got a listener question for you.
All right.
When in doubt, go to the listener question. That's what I found.
Yeah.
I'm 33, and I'm from Egypt.
Oh.
This is exciting. Love the show and the podcast. I'm a fan and love your sense of humor. Joy, I'm a terrible procrastinator, whether it's eating healthy and getting in shape or working on myself to move my career forward. I used to be better in my 20s, and I think I'm getting cynical with age. Do you have any advice on how to get off my behind and get things done? I will say I'm envious of you for many things. Your quick wit, your all these things. But you are a self-starter. You are somebody who gets things done.
I wasn't always.
How did you accomplish that?
I was a major procrastinator.
I am one, for sure.
You are still?
Yeah.
One of the things I learned when I was in the group therapy was I noticed that when somebody would bring the thing up, something up, let's say, like one girl I remember, she couldn't stand her mother, and she just in the group, just the mother wasn't there, but she let the mother have it. The next thing I know, she's running in a marathon. It was like a weight was taken off of her. Yeah. So I would recommend that you look into yourself and see what the weight that you're carrying and get rid of it. Whether it's self-confidence, and then go back to your original cast, which is your father and your mother and your siblings, and see what they did to you to stop you.
I'm going to channel Barbara Walters. What was your weight, Joy?
What was my
what? What was your weight? What was the weight that would stop you?
The weight?
Yes.
I come from an immigrant family, and I always think that this is why I have such sympathy for immigrants right now who are being attacked everywhere by this administration. You never feel 100% like you're an American. We used to watch Father Knows Best, for example. Everybody in that show was named after an animal. Bunny, I don't know, what were they called?
It's been a while since I've seen it. Yeah.
Pigeon, Sugar, I don't know, all those names. I said, in my neighborhood, they were Rocco, Frankie, Angelo.
Right.
So I could not relate. And yes, I really liked that show. But I understood that they were not like my family.
Right.
And so it took me a while to have the confidence to say I am an American.
And I was more of a Leave It to Beaver family for me. It was more. I was more of an Eddie Haskell. So
you identified with him probably. Yeah,
a little bit. All right.
I identified with Lucy.
Sure,
Lucy,
of course, as you should.
Yeah,
as you should. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Did you ever know Lucille Ball?
I think I met her once. Yeah. I love all those older comedians. They were my friends. Kay Ballard, Phyllis Diller. They both passed away, and I regret that I didn't go out to L.A. again and visit them.
All right. Well, see, next time, this is why you should go to London and do your show in August.
Why? Who's in London?
No, you never know. You just take opportunities when they're in front of you.
Oh, I see. All right. Yeah.
I'm still mad you didn't do Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
All right. That's all the time we have for today.
Can I eat
You can eat your popcorn, yes. Thank you for joining me today, Joy. You need to get to your place, so you got to eat your popcorn and get going. Tomorrow, I'll be back with Anna Navarro, and we'll see you then.